I will be listing my top 10 favorite movies from 2024. Spoiler alert, Madam Web is number one. Without further ado, let's hit that intro. Ladies and gentlemen, today's video is completely different from anything else I've ever posted on this channel. We're getting out of the sports realm, not completely, don't worry, I'm still gonna make tons of sports videos. However, I want to start talking about other things too that I love. I want to start doing food reviews, food challenges. I want to do movie reviews, movie challenges, like with the movie theater and stuff like that. So this is my first video tackling this. I watched movies my whole life. I have like when I get deeper in this series, I have like a deep range of favorite movies. It's crazy. So I have a ton of favorite movie lists that I want to create and rank and stuff like that and review movies. My mom took me when I was little to watch movies, and now I have friends who work at movie theaters, so I get to go see movies a lot. So these are my 10 favorite movies. This is not the right list. I'm not an expert at all. These are just movies I enjoyed watching in 2024 that came out in 2024 that I went to go see, and I actually like. I didn't get to go see a lot of movies maybe that you saw, but I saw a good portion of movies last year. Like, it's some big movies that I didn't go see, like Doom Part 2, Challengers, Despicable Me 4, The Wild Robot, I believe it's called. I heard that movie's really great. I have to watch it on Peacock, but I did go see a lot of movies last year. So like I said, you let me know what you think down below, because like I said, this is my list. It's not the right list. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that post notification bell. And without further ado, let's get started with today's video. So, coming in at number 10 is Mufasa the Lion King. Now, look here, y'all. Look here. I am one of those people who complain about Disney live action remakes. I complain about them. I complained about Mufasa the Lion King. I really did. I talked about how bad this movie was going to be. I said, this is horrible. This is a cash grab, and you best believe I'm going to be there when this movie comes out. And guess what? I was there when the movie came out. You're wondering what I'm looking at over here. I'm looking at my computer with the movies listed in order, and I have the plot synopsis and stuff like that about it, just so you can know. So Mufasa the Lion King, what is it about? Mufasa the Lion King is about a king, Mufasa, a young king, and he's separated from his family, and then he goes with Taka, and his family takes him in, and then something happens that forces them to run away from home, and that's basically what the plot is. And they meet different characters from the Lion King along the way, and this was a pretty decent movie to me. This is number 10 on my list. It's not my favorite movie, but I didn't hate it. I actually enjoyed the movie because I've always wanted a brother. It's crazy how Taka, spoiler alert, it's crazy how Taka turns into Scar. Like, he was so joyful and happy. And me and my bestie was sitting here like, is this the same dude that said long live the king? And speaking of long live the king, they emphasize it heavily in here that Scar is gonna, you know what, Mufasa. Like, they reference it over and over and over and over and over again. I really don't like how Scar got his name, but other than that, you know, the movie was solid. It did its job. Next up, we have Longlegs. Longlegs is about an FBI agent. She's gifted a new recruit. And assigned to the unsolved case of an elusive serial killer. As the case takes complex turns, they discover a personal connection to the merciless killer and must race against time to stop the killer before the killer claims lives of another innocent family. This movie was a nice suspenseful thriller. Nicolas Cage is the bad guy in here. It was a really fun, interesting movie, and I liked the connection that the main character had to the villain. And like I said, it was a little mystery element to it, and I enjoyed it. Next up, we have A Quiet Place Day One, which, if you don't know, is a prequel to A Quiet Place Part 1 and Part 2. This movie was good. It did its job, and it showed us what it was like. You got to see, actually, like, as soon as the monsters hit the ground, you got to see the immediate reaction of the people panicking, people running, and what it was like, and I liked that. I'm glad we got this. You wondered who's going to survive, who's not not going to survive. It was such an interesting movie that needed to happen. You know, a lot of prequels, Mufasa the Lion King, are cash grabs, even though I liked it. Are cash grabs and make absolutely, and they're not needed. This, on the other hand, was definitely needed, and I liked it. I really did. I enjoyed it, and it came out as one of my favorite movies from last year. Next up, we have a guilty pleasure, and this is my guilty pleasure from last year, and that's a Red One. Rotten Tomatoes, professionals, casual movie fans, I've seen a lot of people crap on Red One, but Red One was one of the funnest movies from last year. After Santa Claus, codenamed Red One, is kidnapped, the North Pole head of security, which is an elf played by Dwayne Johnson, must team up with the world's most infamous bounty hunter and notorious hacker in a globe-trotting, action-packed mission to save Christmas. This movie was fun. It was fun. Chris Evans played the hacker, and he had an interesting character arc. His character arc to me was good, and it dealt with his son. The Rock's character arc was good too. And like I said, this movie was fun. It was simple. It had some twists that I didn't see coming. I predicted who some of the bad guys were in this movie. It had an anti-hero. It had a villain. It had everything. Comedy, suspense, drama. It was a really fun movie. And this is my guilty pleasure. Is it by any means one of the greatest movies I've ever seen? Is it in my top 100 movies of all time? No. But it's in my top 10 of 2024. This movie was really fun. Next up, we have Beekeeper. Adam Clay is a beekeeper, well, number 6 beekeeper. Adam Clay is a beekeeper, but someone very important to him is scammed and is driven to harm. However, what these power and money-hungry scammers don't know is that Clay is an agent in a classified program called Beekeepers, and they underestimate how much of a threat he is. This movie was not what I expected it to be going in. The twist, the turns, everything that happens. This is a Jason Statham action movie, so you know it's gonna be fun. But this movie has some twists and turns that I did not believe. I saw this movie twice, and I enjoyed it both times. It's like, wow, like who ends up being the bad guy is absolutely crazy. And I will say it goes off of some conspiracy theories. Some people have some conspiracy theories about how this movie ends, like in real life. So that's interesting. That's what I thought about immediately when I watched this movie. But yeah, this movie was fun. This movie was entertaining. And this movie served its purpose. Next up, we have Bad Boys Ready or Die. When their late police captain gets linked to drug cartels, wisecracking Miami cops Mike Lowrey and Michael Burnett embark on a dangerous mission to clear the name. I don't know why I keep saying Bad Boys Ready to Die. I don't know why I keep wanting to say the Biggie album. But this movie was fun. This movie was a fun, action-packed adventure. And it was a good, wholesome, funny movie. Martin Lawrence has a near-death experience and suffers a real health issue in this movie. And it causes for the most funniest moments of the movie. I don't know why it was so funny. But the things he do, the things they say, they have some stand-up moments, some funny moments. They deal with some real issues in here. But at the end of the day, this was a fun movie. And you're going to leave maybe with a little bit of tears. You're going to stand up, clap, get excited, and you're going to laugh your tail off. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence together are comedic geniuses, but Martin Lawrence in this movie, chef's kiss. Next up, we have, number 4, we have Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine was really fun. I enjoyed it. The cameo served its purpose. I think I'm going to make a name for myself here. They served their purpose. They weren't just cheap throwaway cameos. They added to the plot. They had purpose, just like in The Flash they did, just like in Spider-Man No Way Home. They just weren't cheap cash grabs like other movies, like the end of The Flash. I know I just gave The Flash credit for some cameos, but the end of The Flash had some cheap cameos that were just cash grabs, and then same thing with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This is what Doctor Strange 2 should have been to me. Now we go to number 3. You let me know your top 3 down below. We're going to start off with number 3, Wicked. Wicked was surprisingly amazing to me. I love musicals, but the problem a lot of musicals have is the pacing. And the music and the songs really don't add to the plot, to the story. That's not the case with Wicked. Wicked has some amazing singing, has some amazing acting, and I can't wait for Wicked Part 2. That spoiler alert, it's a part 2. This movie is fun, and you know where they're heading when they go see the Wizard of Oz. They go and meet the Wizard of Oz, and you know where it's heading if you've seen the original Wizard of Oz. But this movie is fun. This movie is entertaining. The songs are priceless. They are so good, and they add to the plot. Next up, number 2, we have Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was absolutely fun. I'm going to be real with y'all. I did not watch the first 2 Sonic movies. I know what they're about. I know what happened in them, but there was no need for me to watch them because I was not interested. However, I was interested in Sonic 3, and I was interested because they had Jim Carrey to play 2 characters in this movie, Dr. Robotnik and his grandpapa. And him and his grandpapa, he played 2 characters, was one of the greatest things ever. This movie slapped. It's one of my favorite movies of the year, number 2. And I will be watching this movie again and again and again and again. Like I said, it was a fun, entertaining movie. And it really showed how great this movie could be, how great this franchise could be. It catered to the fans of Sonic from what I see. The fans really loved this movie. Like I said, it was a really fun, great movie, and I loved the post-credit scene. And moving on, last but not least, my number 1 movie of 2024. Drum roll, please. That was more of a knock, but Inside Out 2. Inside Out 2 is one of the best Pixar movies I have seen in a while and of all time. This is a great sequel to Inside Out, and the villain in this movie is great. I loved the movie. I loved where they were heading. And like I said, it was a fun movie. I saw this movie like 3-4 times. It was really fun, and I really enjoyed it. I forget Baggy Backpack. I'm gonna put a picture up on screen for what I'm talking about. But he was like your childhood characters who become annoying to you when you get older, and when they be like, which way should I go? Right or left? Right or left, like that. It was funny. It was funny, and him and Anger together were hilarious. They had some great moments, and he had this like fanny pack thing that like it reminded me of the Mousecatool from Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and it had different things come out of it. Do you need a screwdriver, a water bottle, or an eraser? It was that part of the movie was funny. But like I said, this was a coming of age story, and I think they handled the coming of age part very well. They dealt with real issues you deal with. You deal with trying to be popular once you get older in middle school and high school. You deal with peer pressure and then losing your friends, moving on, change the scenery. They dealt and handled those topics very well. They really did, because Riley made some stupid decisions based on peer pressure, based on coming of age, her wanting to be popular, and all this stuff. She was embarrassed by her old friends. She stopped listening. It was a good story. And like I said, the emotions. Anxiety was the bad guy. Anxiety really, really made you not like her. She really, really made you not like her. But overall, those are my top 10 movies from 2024. So 10, Mufasa, The Lion King. 9, Longlegs. 8, A Quiet Place, Day 1. 7, My Guilty Pleasure, Red One. 6, Beekeeper. 5, Bad Boys, Ready or Die. See, I didn't say Ready to Die. I said Ready or Die this time. Deadpool and Wolverine. 4. Then, of course, number 3 is Wicked. Number 2 is Sonic 3. And then number 1 is Inside Out 2. You let me know your favorite movies from this past year down below. And you let me know your favorite movie of all time. We got more of these coming. This is Super Bowl weekend. On Monday, I'll be giving you my review and my thoughts on the Super Bowl. Go Eagles. Steven Conner out. Peace.